I've tried to film this video a few times before, and every time I do, I end up crying. So, you know, I'm trying to be an adult human being here and not mule pathetically over nothing. But every time I film it, this is interesting. Every time I film it, I cry a little less, which is good. It seems to imply that I'm slowly coming to terms with the things that I'm saying here. I'm an introvert now. Yeah, I used to be an introvert, and then I decided I'd be an extrovert, and then I was an extrovert for a little bit, and now I'm being an introvert again. I always identified as an introvert, by the way, when I was younger. I would always do the Myers-Briggs test. I'd get like INXX. But then COVID happened, and I was checking out the Ottawa subreddit, because I live in Ottawa. And yeah, that place was pretty bad during COVID. Like, I remember looking at the comments, and people were like, I sure hope this pandemic goes on forever so I never have to interact with another human being again. And I was like, I don't like this. I couldn't really put my finger on it, but I was like, something's wrong. Nope, if that's what introversion is, if it's just like an excuse to justify being antisocial, I don't want to do it. And so yeah, I started being an extrovert. I decided I wanted a big social circle. I wanted really close friends, like ride or dies, you know, and we would like be a team, and we would work together, and we would achieve goals together. It's like, I need people in my life, gosh darn it, and I'm gonna get them. So, you know, we are the stories we tell ourselves. This is something I truly believe. And I told myself I was an extrovert, and then I became an extrovert. I was better at parties. I was more outwardly focused. I relied on talking through my problems with friends. And I eagerly made new friends and introduced them to each other. That was really rewarding for me, you know. There were some negatives, though. There were some downsides. I didn't like being alone anymore. And I started to view being alone as like a problem, because when I was alone, I was sort of getting tortured by my own thoughts. I tried really, really hard to make these communities last and be valuable, and for me to be part of some big community, and like for that community to become my life, essentially. In my modest and humble but earnest attempt to make communities, I've noticed that there's a thick layer of resistance around the average citizen that really seems to hate the idea. Any kind of community, really. Even if you like suggest to them, hey, maybe you should join a community, or it's like, they're like, what are you talking about? There's this kind of deep apprehension to the other, if the other can really be trusted. I can't really fully articulate it, but it feels like there's a layer of sediment between people, a layer of unnatural sediment that prevents them from connecting. I think people really like their own little loops that they're in. You know, you get your own little cube, you can set things in your cube up just the way you like it, and then maybe once in your life you can introduce one other person into your cube and you can rub genitals together. And that's it. Many times, and with many people, I was prepared to devote my life, pool my resources, be someone's ride or die. And many times, maybe even every time, I was not met with the same enthusiasm or any at all. I have a lot of really sad, kind of funny, but kind of sad stories about, I don't know, like, I'll be like, hey, please play music with me. I'm like begging someone to just like hang out with me. I'm like, why am I begging someone to hang out with me? Like, it's so sad. It's like, why am I putting in the legwork to make anything happen at any point? Like, are people so content to just live their own solitary existences and then die? I think I was really losing sight and track of my own internal self. I'm just coping. Like, you know, I've basically given up on people here. It's too painful. People are too painful. It's too painful to be around people. I am lonely. I've been lonely my entire life, and there are people, most people it seems, who know less people than me, have less close relationships than me, see their friends once a year and aren't lonely because they are happy being themselves, I assume, alone. And I guess I'm not. I guess that's the only conclusion I can come to, right? Problems with me, right? It's not some social issue. So I'm being alone now. I'm trying to figure out what all this being alone stuff's all about. And I've been alone for the last month or so. And it's been pretty good. It's been pretty good. I really enjoy hearing my own thoughts. That's fun. That's cool. And work out every day. Got my little routine down. Take a little cold shower. Make myself breakfast. I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know why I want to need people when everyone else seems so happy not needing people. It's like beyond the one person you're rubbing your genitals together with, you don't need anybody else. Just a nice, dark, warm cube and some person to rub your genitals together with. Sometimes not even the person to rub your genitals together with. Not because you couldn't get a partner, but because you can't be asked. Too much trouble. Kind of like, oh hey, I got to rank 2 of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Time to throw in the towel. Rank 3, maybe one day. I have a friend who didn't leave the house in like 6 months. And I've been trying to hang out with him or talk to him or get in touch with him or whatever. And he just seemed to have no desire to hang out with anybody anymore. You know, he was just like living his own solitary life, working a remote job. Didn't have to leave the house. You know, you got Uber Eats. You got unlimited degenerate things on the internet to entertain yourself with. So, he was fine. He was fine not needing people. And I was mad. I was really mad at him. I was like very mad. I get mad at a lot of people when they do this, when they pull away from people, when they act like they're the only people that they need in their life. I always get mad. And I was like, why am I getting so mad at these people? And I realized it's because I am jealous of them. I am jealous that they don't need people. Because I was at the place at that point where I needed to need people. I wanted to need people. But it was painful. It was so painful needing people. And there is a very fine line between schizoid personality disorder and the new way of life we are all living. And it's hard for me to look at this norm and not conclude that we are all so sick. I have no choice really but to look at the brighter side of things. I want to make more money. I don't want to be sick anymore. I want to be healthy. I want to be healthy so bad, guys. I want to be healthy so bad. I love the way my mouth curls into a smile whenever I have to express an emotion, like this. Like, what am I doing? I'm like a shark or something. I don't want to need people anymore. I want to be good. I want to do what's expected of me. I want to learn how to live alone in a dark room. I want to be satisfied by the glow of a computer monitor and the sound of silence. I want to fit into this world and feel like I belong, and I don't. I never have felt like I belonged. And in learning to be alone, like everyone else, maybe I can be alone, like everyone else. And in that way, maybe I can have a connection of some kind. A connection with everyone else, alone in their cubes, slowly aging in front of their computer screens. And it's not much of a connection, but it's something. And honestly, I'll take it. I don't know if this is a cultural thing, by the way, this resistance that I notice in terms of, I'll just say the word, atomization. I really hope it's a cultural thing, because if it's not, I'm fucked. So, okay, here's a question, though. Here's a question. I assume people aren't like that. People are pretty much happy by themselves. You got to take people at their word. You know, I've asked people, are you content? Most people say they're content, just hanging out, being alone. But let's pretend that there are people like me. What happens? Tell me what happens. Tell me what happens if that need isn't met for a long period of time, maybe like their entire lives. What happens? What happens? Yes. Leave your answer in the comments section below. Maybe you have an optimistic answer. Maybe you think, they'll just forget it. Here, I have 3 guesses, okay? Your guesses are as good as mine. 1, we get a brain chip that gets rid of the need for community in our heads. If we get it, I'm first in line. Click, click, chink, roop. Just get the part of me that needs other people out of here, because it's not been good for me. Number 2, mental illness keeps going up. 3, you're gonna see some dark things happen. I am sick of making social points. I'm tired of being bitter and angry about abstract concepts. I don't think the abstract concepts can hear me. I don't think the abstract concepts care very much at all. I don't think the world is accepting constructive criticism right now. I want to figure it out, genuinely. I want to be like everyone, because I want to stop hurting. I want to figure out how to stop hurting like this. I want to figure out how to stop wanting like this. I want to stop feeling lonely. I want to figure out how to be alone. Got close there, but no tears. Good.